I'm in a groove state of mind. I'm moving all the time. No excuses and no blame. Stepping up my game. I'm a groove student, yes I am. With groove I know I can. Read my master plan. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. Groove Nation inspires me to bust loose and break free. I'm dancing to my dreams, bursting at the seams. I'm feeling groove-alicious. Groove knows who I am. 'Cause now is my time to have a groove state of mind. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving.
Hello, Groove. David Lemon here for another session of the Q&A. This is the number 16, and I'm very glad that you are here. We are going to be talking about a little bit of what we are doing here at Groove, what's the news, what's being worked on right now. And then we are going to start answering your questions. I can see a lot of familiar faces, couple of new people that I see here. So in case you're watching live, in case you're here, I would appreciate if you jump into the comments and just say, hi, I'm here, I'm watching. It's good to have you here. Something like Sebastian. Good day, Sebastian, to you as well. Cecilia is here. All right, Alejandro is here watching us. Hey, Alejandro. My work, KH270. Hello. Good to have you here as well. All right. Yes. So while you are doing that, I'm going to just click over to your names and just greet all of you. I just wanted to mention that last week I didn't do a Q&A. I had some sick children at home, and we had to go to the hospital multiple times, and I was mainly offline. I was working like mostly from my phone and on the way, like on the road, but it was pretty sleepless. One of my kids that is less than a year old had 5 teeth growing at the same time, so all of his jaw and inside his mouth, all of it was red and bloody, and he was screaming in agonies. It was very painful for him. And my other son was sick in fever and all sorts of different problems that he got from kindergarten. So that's why there was no Q&A last week. I didn't manage to put up a notification. I was everywhere else except online. So I apologize for that one, but we are going to answer your questions that you may have had last week. They are feeling better now. Yeah, the teeth came out. It's still red, but it's not bloody anymore. We can sleep a little bit better. And my other son is better as well, so he doesn't have any more fever. He's still not going to the kindergarten because he's still sick. He's coughing and he's not 100% yet, but yeah, it's much better than it was last week for sure. My wife was sick as well, and over the weekend I was sick as well. So it's just it's that time of the year. But all right, yeah, so let me just go in and say hi to everybody here. We are going to go into the Q&A. I'm going to mention some of the things that are being worked on in Groove in a moment. Let me just go to the Shockley crew saying, hey David, love the live Q&As. Perfect. Thank you very much. Ismail is here. Kevin, enthusiast, is here. Link saying good morning. We missed you. Vlado is here. Rain Congrejo, if I pronounce it correctly, it's good to have you here as well. Business Focus of America LLC saying hello, David. Ravinder is saying hi, David. Happy to see you. Delight Infusion is saying hi, David. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. People are happy that I'm back. All right. So what's happening with Groove? Let's start with the cool stuff first. I'm actually in the process of recording. I recorded 4 already. One without the sound for some reason. The audio, probably my mic got disconnected. But I'm recording the announcement videos. We have a couple of new things that came live for Groove Blog. We have a couple of things that have come live for GrooveVideo. Some of you have already posted about it. There was no official announcement because we were doing some changes in the system for GrooveVideo, and basically I'm going to do a huge announcement release about everything what we worked on in the Q1. There's a lot of things, but we didn't manage to do for each app everything that we planned for Q1. Like some of the things, they are still being worked on. Some of them are 80% done, some of them are 90% done. So and this is what kind of happens when you say, okay, this is coming in Q1, this is coming in Q2. We really want to give you a good estimate, but it's just sometimes it cannot happen. Like, for example, GroovePages has team members in Ukraine. Like, we all know that the Q1 was very bad for the world, with Ukraine getting attacked by the neighboring country, and some of our team members had to flee. We weren't working at full capacity, so there were delays in because of that. There were some other delays. We had to change some priorities. We had to start things from scratch, and we didn't manage to finish all of our tasks. Like, for example, the UI. There is a completely new UI, and I'm going to actually show you a sneak peek very quickly. GroovePages is getting a new UI for the templates. I believe I showed you guys that some time ago, but we are also doing a new UI for the sidebar and the on canvas element modification. So actually, I'm going to show you just a couple of screenshots. It's easier for me to kind of do that. All right, so let me just do this. So this is GroovePages. This is like, we have a form on here, and we will be adding blocks from here now. We are going to change the sidebar as well. So we will have a plus icon where you are adding things on the canvas, so that we will not have the blocks drag and drop anymore. It's kind of complex when you're doing a drag and drop for a whole block. So we're going to be simplifying it with just adding a block below or above. So wherever you are going to kind of go with your mouse cursor, you'll be able to add on blocks there. So this kind of UI is at this moment 80% done. We are going to be revealing it towards the end of this month. There is a lot more going into this than just UI. So whenever you select a block, we are going to have a full screen pop-up in the middle where you can go in and then select the blocks. Much better preview, much better categorization, and there's no need to kind of drag and drop. Your saved blocks will also be showing here, so that you can really quickly at a glance see all of those. Yeah, so this is kind of the design blocks here. And we are going to be doing some more things with the on canvas prompt. So we are going to kind of simplify the builder. When you click on a button, for example, we are going to allow you to kind of center it and align it to the left, align it to the right, put some colors and more functionalities. This is just kind of what we have currently. We are going to be trying to do maybe even a configuration pop-up, like when you click on a button to configure it, maybe at a certain point in time we'll kind of show a pop-up in the middle of the screen, so that you don't need to kind of go into the sidebar. Maybe we'll leave the sidebar for those styling, managing of the styling, but the configurations, we're still considering on how to do it the best way, but the current idea is to kind of put in a pop-up in the middle of the screen and have people manage it that way. Here we'll have site settings, SEO settings, we'll have even the hosting. So we're going to take off, when you go and publish the page, there is the kind of manage your domains and things like that. You really need to do that once, and then you could just publish the page, publish the changes when you're done. So the hosting, we are considering to put it here, like you set up once the hosting, or where to kind of put on what domain to publish the pages, and then you don't really need to do that anymore. So it does not make sense to be in the publish button. So we will probably put it here in the settings. Yeah, so these types of things we are working on at this moment currently for the UI. Let's see, anything else maybe up here. Yeah, so another thing is that the template library is getting completely, like, this is in the local system of our devs. So this is already working. This is how it looks like in real time. Complete sites that have multiple pages will have kind of this layout of kind of layering, that there is multiple pages on there, and we will also say how many pages, and you'll be able to hold on, let me go back. You'll be able to go in and then select specific pages that you want. So you can import the whole pack at the same time, or you can just select specific pages. And then inside the builder, we will have the new elements drawer like this one, with a bunch of pre-made elements. So we already have, I believe, 66 different versions of a button, like the ones like square buttons, pill-shaped buttons, rounded buttons with full color, like filled buttons. Just the borders are showing on the buttons, all sorts of different ways. All sorts of different colors, and they're all going to be showing up here. One other cool thing that we are working on, that this is also, I believe, around 95% done, is the ability to save your elements. So saving of your elements is also going to come in the drawer. So when you click on buttons, you'll be able to see your saved, or your kind of save buttons, and then we are going to show a bunch of different pre-designed buttons, and that's basically what the new UI is kind of being worked on. Another thing that we are going to be working on is the SEO tab. So this is coming out with the new UI. We really don't want to release it, even if it is ready, because we are doing a lot of background changes that will make the websites faster. If we release the SEO menu now, we will have an automatic scoring of how good the page is right now. And if we release it now, the scoring will say that the pages are not the best. And then we will have a lot of support tickets, a lot of you guys like, why cannot I move my scoring up in ranking, and or why cannot I move it up? And then we decided to kind of keep the SEO tab back until we do the new UI with the changes required, so that the pages are faster, everything loads smoothly, and then the scoring will be higher as well. So that's the plan for GroovePages. This was supposed to be done by Q1, but as I mentioned, some delays happened that were unplanned, unfortunately, and we're still cranking out these changes. There is a couple more smaller things that we are going to add, but it's just not worth mentioning. Maybe I could go over to the other apps. Like, for example, GrooveVideo is getting an update for the speed of loading, so the loading speed of the player, and we are also finishing the integrations module. So whenever you are, like in GrooveWebinar, when you go and want to integrate the webinar with external services, we'll have the same thing for GrooveVideo. On top of that, we are going to be making the videos stream faster. As I mentioned in I believe the last Q&A, we are going to set up a system where we chunk up the videos in, I believe, 3,000 different pieces, and kind of load those chunks as kind of lazy loading for videos. This is some new technology. I didn't even know that this exists, but lazy loading for videos, as the player kind of goes along, we we kind of just serve the video. It's not like what YouTube does, that we kind of load the whole video, but it's going to load only the chunks that are kind of coming next. So the stream will be faster, but also as I mentioned, the player itself, when you embed it on the page, is going to be faster. People were saying that when you embed multiple videos on a page, it takes a long time to load. Now I'm actually in the communication with my dev today, and we tested the pages we tested the video player that is on the live server, and we tested the new video player that is on the that is kind of the better, faster video player, and it's kind of almost 50% faster, maybe even more, in our tests so far. So that's very good. GrooveBlog got a couple of updates. I'm going to post a video about that. It's minor updates. We are just getting started with our new devs that we got on board, like open links in a new tab. The text editor now has a full color picker with the hex codes and everything. When you're writing your post now, you can select your brand colors. You can change the videos on Canvas, and we also added a GrooveVideo library component in there. We added a delete button. When you click on a video, you'll be able to delete it from there. There's no need to kind of click the backspace button to kind of delete the different parts, different content. So that's great. We are working on speed functionalities. Oh, we actually released a speed fix for the blog preview. When you click on your blog and it opens up so that you can edit it, it's much faster. It's like almost 80% faster now. And we are doing a lot more fixes for the loading speed that your visitors will see as well, mainly focusing first on the GrooveMail form. So when you enable the GrooveMail form to kind of get people to subscribe to you on your blog, those GrooveMail forms load slow for some reason. Now we are doing improvements to it so that it will load in kind of an instant. So that's for it. So GroovePages, GrooveBlog, GrooveVideo, I mentioned. GrooveWebinar is getting some minor changes, not much. We are working mainly on GrooveVideo with the team. GrooveMail is, we are finalizing the GrooveMail builder. I can show you actually a couple screenshots as well for that one. We had to change completely the way we plan to do GrooveMail, the rich email builder, and we have found a great way to do it. And not only that, the builder is getting added in with all of the funky functionalities, but we also have almost 1,000 templates for you guys to use immediately. When it comes out, you'll be able to use a bunch of different templates for your blog, for your emails. Let me just show you very quick how it looks like. So this is an email builder. So this is how it's going to look like. This is going to be inside GrooveMail. So whenever you go to create a broadcast, create a sequence, you'll be able to kind of build your email with a drag and drop editor, basically similar to GroovePages. You'll be able to kind of manage things, align things, do different link colors, font changes. You'll be able to put in logos and footers and headers and all sorts of different things in your emails to be sent out. So basically kind of the newsletters that you receive into your inbox, you'll be able to create those and send those as well. Let's just see. So yeah, we'll have different elements, spacers, text, menu, list, titles, dividers, buttons, all sorts of things that you can kind of manage on your own within the new GrooveMail builder, which is cool. And then we used that technology and created a bunch of templates for you guys to use. So yeah, this is being worked on at this moment, and I think by the end of this month we'll have that. Also, in terms of GrooveMail, we're still working on the activity log. This is something that takes us a little bit more than we anticipated, but for a good reason. We are kind of shifting all our business on that one functionality. So the activity log is going to be the brains of Groove, and the more we develop it, the more we think of, oh, we need to add this, like this is a must. Oh, we need to add this. Oh, we need to add that. So yeah, that's about that. We are opening the Groove Mail up in this quarter, so it may not be in the next 30 days, but maybe in the next 60 or 90 days. So we are opening it up for external integrations. Actually, we started doing that. So when you go now into your account, you will see an API field. Let me just very quickly show you what I'm talking about. So when you go into Groove and you go into your account, some people may have seen it. There's an API key over here. So this is the first step, what is needed for us to kind of open Groove to external platforms and to provide them an API key. So we'll be doing more with that one, which means you'll be able to use your external webinar platforms or connect Facebook lead ads with Groove, or connect I don't know, Pabbly, Integrately, Zapier, and all sorts of different platforms to send contacts into Groove Mail, which is something that I'm also very excited about. I was waiting for that one for quite some time, but I knew that there's kind of a slow progress towards that. We need to kind of make sure that our deliverability is good, our securities are good, that when we roll things out for people, that it's not going to hurt the platform. And now it's time for us to kind of work towards the opening Groove Mail up and becoming the name that people can select within Zapier to kind of use with their automation. So that's very, very, very cool. I talked about the SMTP last week, or not last week, the week before, basically last time when I was there. I still have a lot of questions from people asking me when we are releasing the SMTP. We actually released the GrooveMail SMTP, and we are slowly rolling it out to users. Some of the people that are watching this live are already sending all of their email with the SMTP. Some of the people have not yet been activated with our SMTP. We're rolling it out slowly, a couple hundred people per week. Now we are, I believe, at a couple thousand people mark already. So it's getting it's progressing, but we are still kind of very careful with it. So there you go. Kevin has access to it. He says GrooveMail SMTP works great. I tested it myself and it works beautifully as well. So yeah, everybody that is watching here, that is just waiting for me to kind of mention when the GrooveMail SMTP is being rolled out. We are rolling it out per seniority, as what we did previously with our external SMTPs. So everybody that that kind of joined first will get access first. So once you get activated, you'll be able to you'll receive an email which says, congratulations, your access to the GrooveMail SMTP has been approved, or something like that. Let me just actually find the email and show you live. Hold on, I need to verify my email. I'm going to show you exactly the email that you get. In certain cases, the email goes into the spam folder. It's being sent from our transactional email. We're finding out why it is going in some cases into the spam folder. For myself, it went to the spam folder on one Google account. In the other Google account, it just went straight into the inbox. So in case you cannot find it in your inbox, please check your spam folders. All right, so this is how the email looks like. It's getting whenever somebody's approved for the we enabled the GrooveMail SMTP, then you'll get an email like this one, and basically next time when you go into your GrooveMail account to create a sender, the GrooveMail SMTP will be on, and that's basically the thing. But as I mentioned, please check your spam folders. In certain cases, it just goes there. All right. Cool. What is GrooveMail SMTP? Can you show it to how to use it, please? The GrooveMail SMTP is just the server sending the emails. If you currently want to send emails and you don't have the GrooveMail SMTP enabled, that means that you need to connect an external service like SendGrid or Amazon SES, or basically connect an extra service that will send out the emails. GrooveMail can be used to create the emails, to create the automations, to create the sequences, but you could send the emails that you created with GrooveMail through a different service. So that's external SMTPs. But we always planned, and we are basically rolling it out, the service that you don't need an external platform, that everything is within Groove. Like, for example, when you open up an account with MailChimp, they don't have ability for connecting external services for sending. It's MailChimp that is sending the emails. It's not something else. So that's GrooveMail. So when you say GrooveMail SMTP, that basically means when you create an email with GrooveMail, you click send, it's going to be sent by GrooveMail and not by another service. All right, so that's it for GrooveMail. What else? GrooveMember. We are working on a very cool functionality, which has been presented in the last Groovathon by Mike, which is the global course library, which means that at this moment, when you go to a membership, then you can create a course, but that course is kind of stuck in that membership. There's no need to kind of clone it into a different membership. What we are working on is that you'll be able to kind of go into GrooveMember, click courses, create your course, and then when you want to give access to somebody to that course, you go create a membership and put in the courses that you want to give access to. It's kind of what you do with GrooveVideos. Like, you go into GrooveVideo, you upload the videos in there. It's basically the video library. And then when you want to go on and show those videos to somebody, you just put them on the page. So that's what we are, exactly the same thing what we're doing with a GrooveMember, just with the courses. So imagine that a course is a video and a membership is a page where you show something. So you can put a course in a membership that is like putting a video onto a page to kind of give to somebody. So that's the next step. People were asking for, like, oh, why cannot I clone my courses and add it into another membership? I want to kind of just duplicate it and then edit a couple of things on there. I don't want to rebuild it. That's not possible right now. But with this global course library, it's going to be easy to manage. All right, so that's GrooveMember. Currently, we're working on that one thing specifically. There is a couple of fixes that we're working on as well for GrooveMember. Like, for example, at this moment, if you want to add a new GrooveMember, if you want to add a new embed, like a custom embed into a GrooveMember post, for example, you are not able to do that. There is a small bug, not sure why. It showed up a couple days ago, where when you add an embed, it just doesn't show up on page. So that's something we're fixing, and that will take just a couple of days to kind of get rid of. But all in all, it's moving on pretty well. What else? What other platforms? Oh, GrooveSell. We're working on a bunch of things. One is adding in more payment gateways. We are finalizing one of the payment gateways, which is called Molly. This is for Europe. Some of the countries that are not supported by Stripe are available in Molly, and myself included, and some other people from Europe have been asking for that connection. So Molly is coming, and the next ones are Paystack and RazorPay. So that's going to be done, and at this moment the estimate is for all three payment gateways to be done by the end of this month. So that's happening with GrooveSell. We are also having our GrooveSell team members working on global integration. So we created a complete new integration for all our existing integrations, and we are going to be adding on top of these more integrations, which is allowing us to build integrations much more easily than what we had before. When you go into currently to Groove and integrations, let me just show you here. When you go into integrations here, you have all of these integrations that you can connect with. What we have done is we kind of took each and every one of these, we recreated it with this new system, and we are going to be releasing it very soon. What we are working now is how to migrate the integrations to the new system, so that there is no loss of data, there's no kind of disconnection or something like that. So that's what is being currently figured out by the team. So for example, if I have a MailChimp integration and I'm already using it on my pages, when we roll out this new integration system, we don't want to be any delay or any kind of disconnect or anything that you need to do from your end to kind of reactivate it. So that's the only thing we are kind of working on. But we are rolling out with this new way of handling integrations, where now one dev can handle basically all our integrations. Previously, it was a bunch of team members that were working on one integration. Now one developer can just build out an integration within a couple of days. So that's very cool. Once this is done, we are going to be doing the alternatives to Zapier, like Publi Integrately Connects and the other ones that Integromat or Make, they're called Make now. We're going to be integrating with them, and that's basically going to open up Groove to a whole another level. So that's being worked on by GrooveSell team. And another couple of things that GrooveSell is doing is they're cleaning the code base currently. We are planning a lot of new features, and we need to kind of clean the code base, make things faster, make things more kind of clean inside the databases, so that we can add on the wallet system and the improvements to the tracking links and the affiliate modules and more functionalities. So all of that is needing a cleaner code, and that's what the team is working on right now. So that's for GrooveSell. What else do we have from the apps? Let me just have a sneak peek. Okay, I mentioned GroovePages, GrooveSell, GrooveMail, GrooveMember, GrooveBlog, GrooveKart. Oh, GrooveKart. GrooveKart is we're still working on the theme and the visual builder improvements. I saw a demo. It is looking real good. We are doing some UI changes, some minor tweaks and fixes, testing it out. Our designer Damien, you may have seen him in our live builds. He shows up also sometimes on the GrooveKart training. He is the designer that is building out the templates for GrooveKart, and he went in there and he tested the new visual builder. He created a full document for the devs to kind of work on some of the things, some of the fixes, and the team is cranking out those fixes. Once those are done, I believe that's the time when we are going to roll out. It's great. It's beautiful. It's working really fast. It's allowing me all sorts of different customizations of the header, of the footer, all sorts of different options that weren't available before. So I'm really happy with the GrooveKart improvements. There was a new thing added. Not sure if you've seen the training from Frank Salinas and John Garcia, but what we rolled out is the recurring payments. So you can now charge for physical products in a GrooveKart store on a subscription basis or an installment basis. Like, for example, if you're selling electric scooters, for example, and the price is $4,000 or something like that, you can offer installments now inside your GrooveKart store. You can also do subscriptions, like if you're selling like birthday boxes, like packaged box with, I don't know, a champagne and chocolates and flowers and all sorts of things. Like if you're selling something like that and you want to set up a subscription, like every year send me this box or send my friend a box on their birthday or something like that, you can now set up these subscriptions so that it automatically charges the user for it. So this one is very, very cool. Yeah, that's basically it. There is also the task of the speed improvements. When you publish a page or publish your store in GrooveKart, speed improvements have been done so that it loads faster. Also the backend stuff, when you're building things out, it loads faster as well. So a lot of things are happening. But there's also the slight delays in GrooveKart due to a couple of our team members being from Russia. they are not at a very good place there, so they are struggling. So there are some delays with that one as well, but we're pushing forward with all of our features and improvements. So let's see, what else did I miss? Yeah, I believe that is it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this one, the global blocks. This is also, I believe this is being tested right now. um, the global blocks are done, and the clipboard for blocks is also done, but I believe we are going to roll this out with a new the new UI, where we will have the proper menu items to kind of manage those global blocks. So yeah, that's also coming real soon. I believe it is done. It is being tested right now, but it will be probably pushed together with a new UI. All right, cool. I have answered most of the, or not answered, I have mentioned all of our apps and what is being worked on, so there is no kind of confusion. I'm confident that some of your questions would have been in terms of what's happening with this, what's happening with that. So I just kind of do it all at once, and then there should not be any more questions in terms of that. All right, let me just start answering the questions from here. And how can I close it? Facebook changed recently, and I don't really like it. Like, I don't really see my notifications. I'm very used to having them here on the top. It kind of shows up for you, but now that it is in the left hand side, it's kind of weird. But anyway, what we want to see is this part here. How many emails can we connect to GrooveMail SMTP when it's out? So you can have as many senders created as you prefer with the GrooveMail SMTP. There's no limit. When will third-party SMTP integration to GrooveMail be available for free members? Actually, that's being tested right now. We developed it. We are just testing if everything is working correctly. Most probably next week we are going to deploy that one. Will there be an SMS sender in GrooveMail SMTP? No. GrooveMail SMTP is purely for email sending. For SMS senders, sending SMS, you'll need to use an external service. That will cost you a little bit more if you want to send SMS, but that's just the cost of using SMS. When will the dashboard analytics for GroovePages get updated? Oof, I feel the Groove app has better analytics update for GroovePages. We have talks about that. We actually have I can actually show you. Hold on. We are having talks about stats and analytics, and let me show you what we are working on. Stuff to track. So contacts, key planning questions, marketing optimization, sales processes, list health, financial, customer experience. So all of these things are an analytics. So what we want to do with Groove is not only kind of to be able to sell and things like that, but we are actually having conversations about a full data tracking, analytics, data management, and everything. So tracking everything, like literally everything that you see here is going to be tracked within Groove at a certain point. It's not just like, oh, I want to track, but it's a whole deeper level of understanding numbers, putting them all together. One number has to connect to another app to show it there, and it's a basically a whole team's job to kind of build it in. At this moment, what we have with GroovePages is very basic, and we never liked it, honestly. It doesn't work very well, but we are working towards the new analytics system and reporting and letting people know. We are maybe considering something along the lines of these, like building in some of these visual representations, pie charts and funnel tracking, like these maybe for sales and things like that. So we have conversations about analytics all the time, and we're slowly building up for kind of changing this to a full-on built-in analytics system, because some platforms that do one thing, they can really simply visualize the data. But for example, GrooveVideo needs to be connected to GrooveMember. They need to be connected to GrooveBlog, GrooveKart, GrooveWebinar for automated webinars. So tracking a video needs to be done in a lot of different places. So we're just kind of building out the mind map and planning out how it will all intertwine, interconnect. So analytics is something that we are working towards, but I see it kind of happen later this year, or maybe kind of flowing into the next year, because it's super complex. But we are always kind of thinking of what information to show. All right. When creating a mega menu, I add links to the different list items, but when I save and exit and then publish the site, it didn't save the links. Is this a bug? Not sure, JC. Please check with the support. They could log into your site and they could check themselves. It could be something with, it could be a bug with maybe publishing, or maybe with a saving, or maybe something that you are doing wrong. I'm not quite sure, but the support will be able to assist. When are the new Groove plans that Mike Filsame announced on February 28th coming out? Is there any comprehensive listing on free account limitations currently available? The listing of what is going to be limited with the free accounts is not yet available. I did a presentation about what is the plan, like what Mike announced of what I should talk about. But that's just really of a presentation of the direction we are moving towards. Like, this is currently being worked on. We have a funnel with a couple of new offers. We will have a OTO that I talked about. So this is all in the last Q&A. So if you go into videos, you can find that over here. So the number 15. Why does it show it like this? So let's just look through here. I did a full-on presentation about what is going to be done. Check the elements over here. Just read through all of this. It was somewhere towards the first half of the video, where I talked very in depth about that. I deleted Mike's post because at the moment, like, when we get hyped in the company, like, oh my god, we need to tell this to our users, but we don't think about all of the different aspects of what needs to kind of still get organized and planned and things like that. So Mike was hyped at that moment when we had the meeting. He said that there will be a video, but in that video I do not have exact specifics to tell you. I actually recorded the video. I can show you. I have it here. And I showed it to our support team, but it's just like what I mentioned on the last Q&A. It's what we are moving towards. It's not a full, this is it. That's kind of the situation. So I can actually share this with you. So here, Groove pricing announcement for plans for the future. I can share it here in the Facebook post, maybe in this one, and maybe even on YouTube. So if you want, you can check it out. This is what we're moving towards, but this is not kind of a pricing structure and what will the limitations be. That's still being, when it is showing up on the website, then it's going to be official. All right. When are the global blocks coming out? The global blocks are most probably coming out towards mid or by the end of April. In GrooveMember, there is an ability to embed code. Oops, you cannot see my screen. Sorry, guys. In GrooveMember, there is an ability to embed code. I couldn't find it in GrooveMember 2. Is there a feature available, or will this feature be available out of sandbox mode? Also, an ATA 2.0 coming out of sandbox. Coming out of sandbox is scheduled for Q2, towards the end of Q2, which is the second quarter of the year, which we are currently at. So that's the plan. That's the target. What we are working towards. But HTML option is already inside version 2. You may have missed it, but I'm going to just show you where to go. So when you're working inside your membership, you can put in, for example, I don't know, let's just put in a new section for content, and then you can delete all of this. And then with this plus button that shows up, you can click here and then paste an embed code and press enter. So this is what I mentioned earlier, that currently this is not giving the, let's see, copy embed code. This is not giving users the ability to preview it here. So this is not working. This is the bug that I mentioned earlier. So it does not show up properly. So this is a small issue that we are having here. It works, but it just does not visually show. So when you paste in the content here, like you saw myself as well, like I pasted the content, but it does not show here. And when you click enter, it shows up that there's something on there, but it doesn't visually show. So this is a small bug that we are fixing, but there is embed code or embed element. It's just not a section. So here, when you're clicking here, these are sections. We probably need to write it out, add a new section. But when you're here, you can add more content inside the section. All right, let's move on. David Miller, how close are we to the enhanced option for designing emails? I believe the email builder was the question, so I mentioned that earlier. We're working towards, probably by the end of April, we'll have that one. I have a website in WordPress, courses and product. I want to set up Groove Affiliate. Do I need to create a product in GrooveSell and then set up, or is there another way around? So if you want to use affiliate system with Groove, you need to be selling your products with GrooveSell. You cannot use what's it called, WooCommerce, for selling things and then letting Groove handle affiliate system. So if you're selling through GrooveSell, and then you can have a GrooveSell affiliate system enabled. You can then fulfill when somebody buys something in GrooveSell, then fulfill with a webhook over to your WordPress site. So that is possible. Many platforms have connections, like if you're using Wishlist Member or I don't know what they're called, like Learn Press or whatever. Most of those platforms, like the course and membership platforms for WordPress, have either connections to Zapier or something, or they have inbuilt systems for webhooks and external integrations. So you can use something like Zapier, or you could use their internal webhook system, so that you connect GrooveSell to the course platform. When can we expect RazorPay as a payment gateway? This is, I mentioned earlier, in around end of this month. We are finishing up, or we most probably finished up Molly. The next ones are RazorPay and Paystack. When can we expect full functionality to transfer courses from GrooveMember 1 to GrooveMember 2 to be available? I do not have that information. I'll need to double check on where we stand with that one. Hey, cool, David. Any plans or two-factor authentication to sign on to our GrooveCM account? Yes, definitely. So we'll have, we're still thinking on how to do it, with maybe tokens, or maybe just with the one-time password, that when you kind of want to log in, it sends a one-time password, you type it in, and then that way. But definitely, there we had a couple of discussions already about this one. Not only two-factor authentication, but it will have a lot more security functionalities. When we're moving towards a wallet system, this will be a requirement. So this will be a must. At this moment, it's good to have, but it's not required yet. When we are handling payments in terms of Groove and your account has money in it, then it's a must. So when we hold, like Groove holds money with the wallet system that is going to come to GrooveSell, then it's going to be a must. So yes, definitely we will have that. I didn't do a good job asking my question the other week, so still don't know how EPC are calculated. I will try to ask better. If you have a product funnel with a free offer and upsell page, Groove is tracking earnings per click. So each time when someone views a free offer and goes through the product funnel, that's a click. How does Groove track earnings per click if they come back to your upsell page later, or if you have a webinar in between and 2 product funnel pages? Is that treated as a second click? I'll need to take a look at this one after the webinar, Brian. I'm not quite sure. This is a pretty complex question. That's why you're probably asking it here. Is that treated as a second click? So my question really is, if a visitor starts on your free offer product funnel page, but then views a page that is outside your product funnel and then comes back into the funnel by going to the upsell page, is that another click or in the earnings per click calculation? I'll need to double check that. I'm not quite sure how this would be calculated if you send somebody off your page or the product funnel. Hey David, is the new abandoned cart automation trigger effective with both one-step and multi-step checkout forms, or does it only work with multi-step checkout forms? It works with both. So it when somebody types in an email and there is no action afterwards, like there is no purchase, there is nothing, after 1 hour the automation will trigger. On March 23rd, you mentioned GrooveSell being able to set dynamic variables in webhook data, and said that you would be doing a video about it. Could you update us about it? Yes, I didn't do a video because there were some changes in terms of that one. This was added primarily because of users' requests. We had some VIPs needing it, and there were a couple of people asking for it on the feedback portal. What this actually does is, let me just see. I was watching a video about this one from our developers earlier. What we do with this one is we allow users to put in tracking IDs and click ID and things like that inside the webhook itself. And then when the webhook is kind of captured, then it's going to show up. So that's basically all of that. So let me just see. Here, so for example, if you're promoting Groove and you want to set up an action with a webhook when somebody kind of promoted or when somebody signed up, for example, it's not Groove for any affiliate program that you're promoting through Groove Affiliate. Inside the webhook, you can set up something like this. Let me show you here. So the webhook, and then you can put in UID equals, and you can put tracking ID, you can put all sorts of different things. So let me see here during the video. Well, he mentioned, yeah, so we have TID, GCLID, FBCLID, and tracking underscore ID. So these are some of the parameters that can show up and that you can put inside the webhook. This is very advanced for most of you guys watching this video, watching this live. This won't mean a lot, but for those people that are tracking things, like for example using ClickMagick or Volume or other tracking softwares, those tracking softwares give you parameters to include in either webhooks or in your links or in different things. And before, we didn't have the technology to kind of send over those parameters in webhook, but this was the update, so that you can put in your tracking ID, you can put in Google Click ID, you can put in Facebook Click ID, you can put in tracking IDs, all sorts of different things inside the webhook parameter, so that this gets captured as well. And that's pretty much it. So if you're using any kind of tracking software, that's and they give you the parameters to add, that's now available within the webhooks. So that's it. All right, let's just move on to the questions from the live stream. Hi David, I bought lifetime deal in order to start some work in the future, but still I am busy at my job, so do not get time to do something on Groove. All right, so please suggest me if there's any other way to earn money, like rent Groove to someone else for some money, or any other method to earn without doing anything myself. You would have to be creative. I don't know what you want to do, what you don't want to do. I would not give Groove to anyone. They can just very simply change the login details, and then you're off. Then you're off your account. So that's not something I would suggest. What you could do is create sites and rent them out. Like, this is the most passive thing that I would think of. If you don't want to kind of do the work yourself, you can hire somebody. They could create sites for, I don't know, um, for a flower shop. So you can go to a flower shop that may not be ranking well on Google, or that may not be even having a website, but they are on Google. So you can say, hey, flower shop, I actually built a website and I want to kind of give it to you. If you start using my website and you start getting leads through it, I will know, and this is how I get paid. So you can do these websites for people, rank them out and things like that. But that's, again, work involved. You're saying you don't want to do anything with it. So at this moment, I just don't really have any idea how to make money while you don't want to do anything. That's just not something. Like, money needs to exchange for something. If you don't kind of provide value, or if you don't give anything, there's nobody that will give you money. So you could rank out or rent out the Groove account, but that's something that I would never suggest you to do. That's very risky. Can you comment on how can one use Groove to start your own agency and lifetime member? Also, what is your opinion of renting digital real estate to business? Actually, I just mentioned that one. Groove, when it showed up on the market, uh, I actually mainly wanted to get it for this purpose, for creating websites and ranking them out, renting them out to businesses. So this is called a business model is rank and rent. So you create websites, focus on a couple of good keywords within your own local industry, local community. So, for example, you live in a city with 20,000 people. From those 20,000 people, there will be three, I don't know, businesses, like, for example, restaurants. I'm just kind of putting out numbers. Don't worry about that. Let's just say there are three restaurants. Two of them are having a website. One of them is not having a website, and they're not even showing up on Google. So you can go knock on the restaurant's door. Hey, I can create a website for you. Once you start getting customers through that website, I will know, and basically this is how I will get paid. You will pay me based on the performance of my website. So it's not your website, it's my website, but I'm giving it to you to bring in leads for you. So deal. You can create as many websites. Like, for example, think of it. HVAC systems, New York City. That's one. HVAC systems, Seattle. HVAC systems, North Carolina. That's a state. But if you go kind of niche down, like smaller and smaller chunks, like, let's just think of my village where I live here. It's not a village. It's kind of a suburb of the capital, but I call it the village. This where I live, it has 7 hair salons. I don't know how many people cut their hair in the hair salons, but it just has overabundance of hair salon. They're all competing against each other, and I'm pretty confident that those hair salon owners don't have marketing experience as I would. So I could go to any of them, and then I could say, hey, I can create a website. I will rank it up on Google for the search term hair salon in this area where I live, and they will rank first. Like, I can create that for them. I can give it to them, rank it or rent it for them, and they will pay me based on the performance. Like, performance is either a contact form, like if somebody books through the contact form on the website, or there is also phone numbers that you can create with a tracking number or something, where you see how many calls the business is getting based on your website and things like that. So that's a very, very good business. I highly suggest you to do that if you have the knowledge of how to do it, and if you want to do it. It's definitely a very, very lucrative business and easy to start, if you ask me, because if you know how to create a website, if you know how to kind of rank for keywords, which is pretty simple, you can do that by just watching a couple of YouTube videos. You have yourself a business. Just go to your local community, see what businesses are there. Are they showing up on Google? No? Perfect. I can help them. So that's basically it. How one can start it, or how one can use agency to start an agency. Like, there is many different ways. If you're asking from the technical perspective, I don't know what agency you're planning to do, but the best thing that I could suggest is take your affiliate link and send it to your client. Say, hey, Mr. Client, please register this one. This is going to be the platform that we are going to use for your website, for your sales processes, for your membership, for your store. All right, you give them your affiliate link, they sign up, and then you provide the services on their account. So you develop everything on their account, and then when they say, oh, but I think I would need to do this and this and this, of course Groove can do that, but that would require you to upgrade. So in this case, when they upgrade and they pay monthly for Groove, then you get commissions and you get paid for managing the client's account. So that's the best way I would suggest you to do it. Later on, there will be ways to have your account kind of separated and not separated, but you'll be able to create team members under your account. Like if you purchased a lifetime account, you have unlimited sites and unlimited this and unlimited that. You'll be able to use that one as well. But I do not suggest you to do that with clients that you're working for, because you cannot sell that part. Like you cannot take out the website you created on your account and give it to them like, okay, this is yours now. There will be connections to domains that are staying on your account. There will be settings for connections with different apps that are going to be kind of tied into your account. So the best way to do it, open an agency on Groove, take your affiliate link, send it to the Mr. and Mrs. client, and get them to create an account, take their credentials, and start building their business on their account. That's safer for them, safer for you, and everybody's happy. Will Groove ever integrate with Square? Most probably not. I cannot confirm that, but Square is a direct competitor. What they do is they have, Square is a payment gateway like GroovePay, and they also have a e-commerce solution like GrooveKart. So it's direct competitor in multiple points, and I don't know if we will have a direct integration with them. So I don't think so, if you ask me. Maybe in the future, but at this moment, not. All right. When will all the apps work seamlessly? I don't know. Well, if you give me one platform that works seamlessly, I will salute them. There is nothing that works seamlessly. Facebook has so many bugs. Facebook has so many issues. For example, Google, like try to run ads on Google. You'll see what I mean. Like it's just like there is no platform outside that is kind of bugless and that works seamlessly. If it would be, that would be a beautiful world. But we are, there is no date. Okay, if you come back by, all right, 21st of January, you will have this and that, and everything will work perfectly, and everything will be rosy and shiny and just beautiful. That's just not possible to say. That's not. It's just not possible. Like we're working towards being the best and the easiest and things like that. But that's a process. Like there will be bugs, there will be issues that you guys will report, that you will find. There will be things that you like and dislike, you think could be done better. So it's a work in progress. There's nothing that we can do in any part of our lives. I'm not talking about Groove, but yourself. Like if you create a course, there will be people commenting, oh, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that, this is not working, this is good, this is not good. So there is always improvement. So this is what we are doing as well in Groove. We're pushing out new things. Some old things may have some issues, so we'll need to update those as well. Then we push out some new things. Then it's just a kind of circle. We are working towards being providing the best, but that's a process. All right. When will GrooveVideo have forward rewind feature? Could do with a double tap for forwarding rewinding feature in mobile too. We actually have the forward rewind. We don't. We have enabled when you double tap. enabled full screen mode. And I do not think that it's a great idea to have a double tap and double tap for full screen mode and double tap for forward rewind. That's something we'll need to discuss, but I don't think you want this. GrooveVideo is mainly created for marketing and mainly created for like most of our users are using it for courses and VSLs. That's the like VSLs are the number one. Courses, like putting in their content, is the second thing. None of those two you want people to skip forward. So we added the feature for forward rewind, but we don't want to make it kind of like it's not Netflix. Like, we don't want to create Netflix. It's a platform for marketing and for training and things like that. And you probably want to have people go through the whole video. So I'm not quite sure if we will add the double tap for on screen. We have it on the player. We have added it on the player. Please check. You will see it. But yeah, like, if you think about the purpose for having GrooveVideo, is just not necessary, in my opinion. I'm a new digital marketer. Can you please describe difference between ClickFunnels and GrooveFunnels, or both are almost the same? So both have the same goal. Sorry, my nose is super itchy today, not sure why. Both companies have the same goal: to take people and give them the tools and educations so that they can create their online businesses and thrive. The difference between the two companies is that we call ourselves a software company that helps you with your marketing, and ClickFunnels is a marketing company that helps you with your software, with basically with the tools. So what they will do is they will sell you courses, sell you content. Basically, you need to buy course to learn how to use Groove. In Groove, I do free live Q&As, we do free trainings, we do free courses, we do all sorts of different things. We give away things as bonuses left and right because we want you to use our software. It's just differences in the mindset. They are priding themselves with the millions they make, and millions they make with courses mainly and things like that. We pride ourselves with the number of users and the number of features we have in order to kind of help businesses improve. Like, of course, we do all sorts of things as well. Both companies and other companies out there, System.io, Builderall, all of those have similar functionalities. The difference is in the way that the company was set up and what the company's goal is. Our goal is to provide everybody that is just starting out, or that is a pro marketer, tools to succeed in marketing. That's our goal. Other companies may have it differently. They provide free trials, but they don't do free accounts like what we do. So there's differences. Just have a look at some reviews and play yourself with both platforms, and see which one you prefer. Also, GrooveVideo currently only shows time remaining on videos. It would ideally show total time and time elapsed. Analytics, that's something that we will work towards, yes. Have you added an alignment tool that can be used on each page to align text and image containers inside the multi-column layout? That can be used on each page to align text and image containers inside of a multi-column. I don't understand that. So alignment of the content inside the container, is that what you're asking? I'm not quite sure I understand, Dan. If you could explain this one, that would be great. How are you doing? Can you give us a demo of the new GrooveKart editor? I do not have the access to that site that that Damien was working with. I would love to. I'll ask him for the access, and next week maybe I could do a demo. But I could actually share a very quick video that he did. Pa, 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 pa. Oops, sorry guys. Here, so it's a 4-minute video. I'm just going to speed it up so you can see how it first. Let me explain how it looks like. So we are improving the layout. So we will have a small sidebar over here. We'll have the plus, the add-on elements. We'll have pages, and we'll have the template and themes from here. When you click on a button, we'll have some options here on canvas, like left, center, right, text color, button color. Be able to kind of align them, select colors. All right, select text, align the text, and select the color on canvas. Here you'll be able to do that with all of the elements. Like here, there's an image. We have the alignment options for the image, an upload button for the image, so you can upload images like from here. What else? Okay, if you need more styling, you click the 3 dots, and this will show up here in the side. All right, so there's a slider settings, style of the slider. So the UI changed a bit. All right, so you can go into themes and change the themes from here. And you'll be able to also go and customize the theme. So the customizing the theme will show up the customizer, so you can set up your H1 sizes and fonts and colors and things like that. We added on a lot more fonts as well. So yeah, header settings, you'll be able to change the colors of the header, show the search icon, show the login icon, change the cart icon. Like if you don't want to have the default cart icon, then it's going to allow you to kind of do changes on that one. You see there are certain things that are still not working properly. In certain headers, the color is not getting applied, so this was reported already. So yeah, there's some things that we're still working on. You'll be able to manage your headers. The elements will have more options. Like you'll be able to change the price, colors, and the different fonts, and all sorts of different things in these elements. And these were not possible before. So yeah, there's a lot more that we are working on, but at this moment, this is kind of just a short video of the changes that we did so far. And insights when it comes to GrooveSurvey. So GrooveSurvey, we will we have done a little bit for GrooveSurvey, but we didn't continue developing it. This is now going to be a project this quarter. We are moving back to getting it developed properly. Actually, Mike is very excited about GrooveSurvey now, so he's going to have his hands and fingers inside that app. So we'll see a lot of cool stuff done with GrooveSurvey. So we'll be starting up developing it again. When will GrooveMail be coming out? Did you say, David? I mentioned that we are already rolling it out. We have a couple thousand people using it already. All right. Can you tell us honestly how many paid users are there on one-time lifetime users and monthly or yearly? I do not have access to that information, unfortunately. I don't really know why you need that information, but we have a lot of paid users, and we have started getting in a lot more monthly paid. We I believe 5 days from our launch, like when we finished our launch, 5 days after it, we received two annual purchases immediately. So this was like we didn't even finish up the launch, and there were people buying up our annual packages already. So since then, I really don't track that. It's not the part of my job to track the sales and track the numbers. So I wouldn't be able to give you the updated numbers, but we have a lot. I'm not sure why you need that. You may have to reach out to our support if you need the updated numbers. Checkout builder, is that coming soon? We are in the process of the design work for that one. We will be adding that, but not sure when exactly. Asked the question a few weeks ago, you mentioned it would you would take a look at and make a video. It's about GrooveSell integration with Facebook conversion pixels and the settings in GrooveSell. Can you show how do we get this integration to work in GrooveSell so that Facebook purchase value pixel fires with multiple price points? I have looked into your video, Andrew. I spoke with Herita. I am not very familiar with Facebook conversion pixels. Let me show you what I did. You probably saw that one as well. So when I will share my screen, and give me just one moment. When you go into the ads manager, you can do a test for the conversion API. I'm pretty confident you did that. Let me just go into the ads manager, and you go into the events manager. In the events manager, you can go and create a test event for, let's see, I think I did it here. I would need to set it up again. Maybe it was a different account. Yeah, so here you get this test, and then you do the test inside GrooveSell. That's as far as I have come with GrooveSell. I do not know the steps inside Facebook next. So whenever you copy this to clipboard, and GrooveSell gives you back the information that it is correct. Let me see if, so you click here, you put in the test event sent successfully, and if this shows up on here, then you're good. Then it is connected. I'm not quite sure if this is the Facebook pixel that I have tested with previously, but if this shows up here, then you're good. That's the only connection you need between GrooveSell and Facebook. I may have done it in a different one. I'm not sure. All right, yeah. So whenever you connected, you did this test event, and that's the only thing that you need between GrooveSell and Facebook. Everything else is managed inside Facebook. I saw in your video that you that it says that you don't have access to the information or something. That's why there's a lock. So you may want to go and join some Facebook groups where they would be able to guide you on what steps to do inside the events manager. I really am trying, and I wanted to spend my day on trying to figure out how these events manager works, but it's just taking a lot of my time because I do not use it. I do not have I do not have active ads running, so it's not something that I can kind of spend all my day on. So my best suggestion is to go inside Facebook groups that they do talk about these Facebook API or CAPI or KP conversion APIs, and they would be able to point you in the right direction. I don't think this is anything to do with GrooveSell. Once it's connected, that's all you need to have from GrooveSell. Everything else is managed inside Facebook. One more note on GroovePages. Okay, I believe I mentioned that one. And in using GrooveBlog, Ivan, I mentioned that one. I believe it was the second app I mentioned. Can you please suggest the best funnel agency course to learn to start a funnel agency? I cannot. There's no best. There's some things that work and you need to test it out, and some things work for some people, some things don't work for some people. So there's no one that rules them all. So just check some YouTube videos. People that have courses most probably have created YouTube videos promoting those courses as well. Is there a plan to allow for the organization of images in the library? Yes, we will be adding this year. We will. I do not have an ETA on when and what quarter exactly, but the plan is to add on this year a new image library with folders and with tagging, with search, with all sorts of different things. I know we get that a lot. We have a plan for that one, but we need some more time to for research and development. Hi, David. If you provide a payment plan for a physical product, that product is dispatched and then the customer stops paying for it. How would you get your money? If you provide a payment plan for a physical product, that product is dispatched and then the customer stops paying for it. Like, think about when you're purchasing something. Like, you purchased a sofa on a credit card. That credit card, like, you purchased on a credit card and you now need to start paying for that credit card, or you purchased in a couple of installments. Like, how are you paying that? Like, if you decide not to pay, there will be issues. Like, there will be things that the company can do through the bank or through the payment gateway. They can kind of find the customer's information and then they can do certain actions. But this type of things it should be kind of looked into when it comes to that one. When you do when you kind of start to do a business, it's, if you're not there yet, you do not have to worry, because that's going to kind of overwhelm you and make you kind of stop working, stop doing the business. So if you are there, then reach out to your payment gateway and see what you can do, or just research on Google, like, what to do if a customer stops paying installments. I personally haven't gotten in a situation like that yet. When I sell things, I sell lower ticket items that people can pay at once, and I can do also subscriptions, but I haven't done a high ticket one with installments yet. But just think, when you purchase something, what you need to do and what would happen if you stopped paying. Are the global blocks per site or across all sites? It's going to be across all sites. Thanks so much, David, for your time sharing these updates. Really appreciate what you're doing. I literally don't know any company doing what you guys do. Kudos to the Groove team. Thank you very much, Ismail. There's a lot that we could improve, and there will be a lot that we will improve. But we try to do our best every time we kind of turn on our computers. We really try to do our best. Nobody's starting our day in our company, at least the people that I met there. Nobody's starting our day, oh my god, I have to work again. Like, everybody's, oh my god, I have to work again. Like, I want to make things, like, we enjoy working for Groove and with Groove and like building up Groove. It's going to change how people start their businesses online, and I think we all love to be part of it. Do you have changes for GrooveWebinar? There were a couple of small changes, but nothing major. Like, we are, let me just see. What we are doing is we added the add option for the presenters from the presenters screen. So when you go to GrooveWebinar presenters, you will be able to create presenters from there. Another thing that we are currently working on is you have the field there for an email, for send question responses to this email. What we are doing now is that we are not going to send the question responses in an email, because it's sending a tung, 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 like this. Like, people ask questions and each email gets sent separately. What we'll do is we are going to send an email to the moderators that are added in the system. So moderators will be able to get added, so that when a question comes, a moderator will get notified with an email, and then inside the email there will be a click to reply, or click here to answer the question or something like that, which will bring the moderators back to the control center of the webinar, and then they can answer the questions from there. All right, let me just check. I opened up my Trello board here. All right, we have done this global presenters, as I mentioned. We have done the okay, image recommendations. We have done image recommendations on the offers. So when you go to the offers, we will have image recommendations there. We have improved the time selector. So the time selector, when you wanted to kind of put 3 o'clock or 3 p.m. or something like that, you had to click 3 times. Now you'll be able to just click and type in the number 3. That wasn't possible before. Anyone should be able to moderate a webinar once they are invited. So currently what we have is whenever you add a moderator, the moderator has to have a Groove account in order to come and join the control center. Now what we are doing with an update is that whenever you invite somebody to moderate your webinar, they don't necessarily have to have a Groove account in order to moderate, because you may have just hired somebody, some VA, to help you answer questions on your webinar, and they do not need to necessarily have a Groove account in order to be able to answer questions, which is silly. So this is now an improvement what we did for that one. It's not live yet. It's still being tested. Let's see. We added some text and grammar improvements. We made some small adjustments on making the brand colors on by default. So when you go to the customization tab, you can select your primary and secondary colors, and all of the other things later on will allow you to have your brand colors on, or change it, customize it, which means that we are going to ask you your primary and secondary color. Let me just show you here. Maybe it would be easier if you see it. So inside the webinar, when you're editing a webinar, there's a customization screen. Inside the customization screen, we ask you for the primary and the secondary, so primary and the secondary colors. And these colors, when you go to form, these are on by default, as you can see. If you prefer, you can turn the brand color customizations off, and then you can have yellow, for example, for this one. But your button will still have the green, because that's the brand color on here. So this was another update that we did. It is just a small improvement, but it's very handy so that you don't have to modify all of the colors manually. Previously, it was the case that you had to go in and manually update all of the colors. But if you just leave the brand color customizations on, it's going to apply them in every element. You see, so this is how it looks like. All right. So small improvements, but they are still being tested. This brand colors is already live though. Will there be more GroovePages template added? If this was answered before I entered, I apologize. We actually did add. The thing is with GroovePages template library currently is we have this lazy loading, and you don't see the newest templates as first ones. So when you start a new site, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see some of our new templates we added. But it just takes a bit of time because we added this lazy loading. We don't load everything at the same time. We added a couple templates for Ukraine, which is pretty cool. We added a couple of, I believe, an HVAC system. We added a coming soon pages. So here's a couple for Ukraine, like I believe two templates for making donations. You can manage this for something else that you prefer. We have another one here. And we have added a couple of coming soon pages. I like this one, looks pretty cool. Something like this with a countdown timer. We have added, I believe the HVAC over here is a new one. What we're working on is going through all of the templates, and we are making sure that all of the elements are updated. So I believe this one was added latest. There's a couple more templates that we still need to double check. We still need to test from our design team, and then we could make it live. But we will have new funnel templates as well. We'll have new complete site templates as well. And one of our team members is working now on what's it called, the bio link templates, which means that you'll be able to kind of set up a link section, like a link tree for like link tree within GroovePages, and then link all sorts of assets and resources for people within that one page. Like this is very popular on Instagram, for example. You can leave only one link, and that link is that one link needs to have a lot of different things that it can do, and usually these link tree style pages are used for that, and we are developing a couple of those for you guys. The only thing is that our template library currently displays the latest like we don't have the sorting options. The new template library will be able to sort by the latest first, so that you can see immediately when something is made live. All right. Will there be an agency feature for premium members that will allow for websites to be built for clients, where they can be provided with their own login details? Can their access be removed if they don't keep the payments? Yes, we will have that, but we will have team members and we will have agencies. So if you had a look, if you know how Kartra works with their agency, we'll have almost the identical thing. So uh, you'll be able to buy bulk, like a bulk pricing. I don't know, we will have packages of 5 accounts, 10 accounts, 15 accounts. You'll be able to buy them on a wholesale price from Groove, and you'll be able to resell them at your own price, or kind of just do what Groove does. So you'll be able to own the accounts, but you resell them to your clients. So let's just say you buy the account on $15 a month, but you resell it at I don't know, $50 a month for your clients. We'll be having different packages that agencies will be able to buy. Yeah, so that's something that we will have. We'll have a white label agency and just a normal agency as well. White label agency means that you have an agency and you don't want to call the system Groove, but you want to have like Lemon Suite or Lemon Funnels or something like that. You want to give it your own brand. This will be popular with people that have a big reach, that will have an audience, and they want to kind of provide a tool on top of their training maybe, and things like that. So for example, big names like Brandon Bouchard or I don't know, Marie Forleo. Some people may know Marie Forleo. Marie has a very good training course where she teaches how to make money online. If Marie decides to um, have an agency or provide a tool with her course, and kind of using the tool create the training, the step-by-step training, she'll be able to kind of white label Groove and call it forleofunnels.com. And then each and every app within our system will be Forleo pages, Forleo video, Forleo this, Forleo that. That's just an example, but you get it. But you'll be able to run an agency where the platform will stay Groove, but you'll be basically just selling it to clients. Hi, which apps inside Groove are most complete? Which apps are the most reliable at the moment? Like, I don't know what people are trying to find out with these questions. Like when I say it is GrooveVideo, will you go there and then kind of test it out, test the limits? And I'm not quite sure what the goal of this question is. Like some people will find GroovePages all that they need. Some people will find GrooveVideo all that they need. There are some people that may need more functionality, so I cannot tell you which one is the most complete. It just depends on your preferences, what you need. All right. Hi, David. I have joined late, so sorry if this has already been asked. I watched an episode showing how I can use a YouTube link on GrooveVideo. If I set the video in YouTube to private, will the link still showing GrooveVideo and the GroovePages live? No, you have to set it as unlisted. Private is literally only you when you log in to YouTube with username, password. Only you can see it. It's not going to be appearing in the search results of YouTube. It's not going to be appearing or when embedded somewhere else. So it's literally private only to you or to your moderators that you added into your own YouTube studio account. Unlisted, this means that it is not appearing in the search results of of YouTube, search results of YouTube, but it is available to play. So when you want to kind of use the YouTube functionality inside GrooveVideo, upload the video to YouTube, make it unlisted, and then you can add it into GrooveVideo. When will we be able to provide our team VA with their own logins? We are really aiming to, I believe we finished, and I think this is correct, we finished for GrooveBlog. So GrooveBlog has its own permissions added. Now, tomorrow, I believe, we are going to start working for the other apps. So I'm really hoping for the target of the end of this month, which would be awesome. But adding in permissions for the different apps is still something we need to do. But we are kind of at the 85% mark now with that one. We developed the functionality, we tested it, it works well. We completed GrooveVideo, GrooveBlog. So if you want to kind of invite VAs, that's already currently working. It's not made live for users to use yet, but that's already working. But for the other apps, we still need to put in the permissions. So in GroovePages, like some people will be able to preview the pages, but not edit it. Some people will have access to the settings of the pages. Some people won't have. So these permissions we still need to add in, and that will kind of be on a good way. When you change fonts or images, sometimes they don't align horizontally without detailed look. If you align them in the container, then it will kind of show where it should. But we will have, currently you need to select the container and align the content within the container. We will have the alignment for elements, like you click on a button and then you can align it. So that's something that we will have in the new UI. Is there a template or tool that tells me the best size of images for containers, pages, etc.? You could use Chrome extensions like the measure tool. I believe that's the name. Measure tool extension. Tool, Chrome, pixel measure tool, or screen measure tool. Not sure. Page ruler. This could be also good. Let's just see this. All right, add extension. This is helpful. I'm just going to pin it like this. All right. So if I'm on a page, let me just zoom into 100%. Now there's a logo up here. All right. It says Loom. I want to measure what size is this. What size is this logo? Then the ruler, if it would work, which I don't know why it is not working, it would allow you to kind of check the width and height of it. So not sure why it didn't work, but let's just find another one. Page ruler, grid ruler. Let's just check this. No. More extensions. Maybe this. Let's just use this one. Better ruler. All right. So if I go back to this, let's open up Better Ruler, which is here. If I click this, yeah. So now you can see I can measure exactly the size of the image. Let's just say I want to check the avatar over here on the top, and I want to check something else like the title and the comment, how big and wide it is. So it says 585 times 104. This is in pixels. You can also see here, maybe you cannot, but below I have some extra options for opacity. Like you can manage the opacity of the colors. You can set up different colors and some other stuff. But yeah, this is a very good tool. So now, for example, if you go to Groove.cm and you want to exactly copy over this page, like we added an image that may be 2000 pixels large, but on the page we resized it to be something along of 499 by 496. So if you put in the image to be 500 pixels, then it's going to show up nicely. So you can know approximately what kind of size you need on screen. All right. So this video is 993 by 560 and things like that. So this will definitely help. Like this image, I know that this image is huge, but if I just check, I could go get away if I just add a 775 times 366 size image, and that's going to be good enough. All right. Are the number of email contacts per website under on our account or for entire account, regardless the amount of websites that are in there? It's per account. So your number of contacts is for your one account. So in case you have 2000 websites, but only 500 contacts, then you still can have X amount of contacts. The lifetime members have 25,000 contacts. Some other options are like free users have 500 contacts in total, no matter how many websites or forms or anything else they have. And then the different monthly prices for Groove have their own different packages for contacts, but it's per account. Is there a template or tool? Okay, I believe I answered that one. I believe this is the same thing, Kelly. Thanks for answering about Facebook Pixel and GrooveSell. I understand Events Manager. Just need to see how this integrates with GrooveSell when there are multiple price points. Part 7 of the GrooveSell product funnel needs a video or some documentation of how this works. Would be great. I will need to double check. But I think this is managed in. I actually contacted our Facebook ads agency after seeing your video, Andrew, because I'm not familiar with this conversion API. This is very new in groups in Facebook as well, and I just don't fully understand it. But our Facebook guys are using it, so I'm going to get on a call with them and see what they are doing, because they should know this. And then once I have the information, then I would be able to kind of give them to you guys. Will the agency feature be included for premium users? You mean users? So if you purchase platinum, you will have access to the agency in certain limits. Like you won't have unlimited accounts to sell and things like that. You will have access to it, but the limits there will be limits. More on that as time passes and the agency feature is kind of being released. Is there a way to make a video lightbox so when video is clicked for play it becomes bigger? Lightbox effect. like you could do a pop-up, like not sure how many, we don't have an inbuilt functionality that kind of zooms in and then kind of focuses on the video, but you could do this with a pop-up. So you add a video image. Let's just say you will have an image that has a play button and says click here to play. When somebody clicks the image, it will show a pop-up and then it will play in the middle of the screen. So that's an option to do it now manually. If you have 200 videos, like if you want to use this functionality for testimonials, for example, that could be a lot of manual work, but it's literally just duplicating the pop-ups and copy pasting the video links. So it's not a huge task if you ask me, but I mean it's more of a manual work. All right. When you use 2 or more columns, how can I force it to stack versus being side by side on a horizontal tablet? I don't think that's easy to do. What I would suggest is just split it up in 2 containers, like duplicate the one that you want to stack, hide it on the other devices, and then just leave the duplicate. The first column of the duplicate you leave on the top, and the second part of the duplicate you leave at the bottom. So basically, on the one that the original one you will have on the top, but you hide the second column, and then the first one, second one, you hide the first part and only show the second column. Hi David, thank you for explanations. Can you show me where I can search and view the latest tutorial to build my first Groove page step by step? Thank you. Actually, I'm working on this one. I'm doing a course on this one. This is called design hacking. Let me see if I have an older video on design hacking. This is all you need to know. Design hacking is basically what you need in order to learn how to use a new builder of some sort. Let me just see on our YouTube channel. So if I type in design hacking, I believe how to start designing awesome sites funnels using GroovePages. I do have a video on here. I believe this was one of the first 10 videos that I did since I started working for Groove. I was still in my other room working from my laptop. Like I didn't have anything. I literally had a crappy laptop. This is when I did this training, but it's still highly relevant. So principles in designing sites and funnels. Just look to this one. This is very, very cool. Baby steps. Start with Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, not with your own symphony. This is what I suggested. And I still stand by this one. There is nothing that you can do when you're learning, nothing better that you could do when learning new things than repeat what is out there. For example, when you're starting to learn piano, you will learn that it's something that is out there. You will learn a song that is already out there, that is easy to follow. And then you won't start with your own funnel, and you won't start with your own symphony if we're talking about playing piano. So this is the kind of the shift that people need to understand. They kind of, oh, I got Groove, now I will build thousands of websites immediately, but like the tool is not yet clear how to use. So this video will kind of explain how to do it. I show different examples that I made that I went online. I modeled the page and I rebuild it exactly as it is inside Groove. I show a couple of examples, resources, and then I believe we went in and experimented. Here I showed you color schemes, I showed you different fonts, and then I believe we went in and then built something. Challenge. Yeah, so this would be something that I suggest if you want to learn how to use GroovePages, start designing, learn this design hacking. Basically, this is the video that explains it all. you go in, you see how the site was built, and you start recreating it. You recreate something that already exists, and then this gets you familiar with the tool. This gets you familiar with the different options and the feature that it has, and this way you'll be able to kind of progress much faster. I'm building up another course with the modern technology that I now have. Previously, as I mentioned, only had that crappy old laptop. Now with this technology and sharing the screen, and me being in the screen, I'm doing a new training specifically for design hacking for beginners to learn everything from A to Z. That's actually coming soon. I'm working on that heavily. All right, Daniel has a question over here. Can I publish 20 pages on a single domain in GroovePages? You can publish 2 million pages on a single domain in GroovePages if you prefer. Each page will have its own different path, like danielmadou.com/page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Each and every page will have its own specific URL, and then you can have as many pages as you want. There's literally no limits to how many pages can be on a single domain. You can have as many funnels as you want as well. You can have as many webinar funnels as you want as well within one single domain. No limits. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're approaching the 2-hour mark over here in our Q&A. Hopefully I answered your questions and I managed to explain some things better. The design hacking thing you're working on sounds like it's going to be awesome. Absolutely. Let me show you, or let me tell you how it's going to work. So I'm going to introduce people to the concept of design hacking, like look at something that exists and break it up. Like, okay, here is a logo, which is an image. Here is a paragraph, which is text. So if I create a section which has a logo and paragraph, that means I will create a section which has image and a text. Wow! Ba-bam! So that's basically it. So we're going to go in and build a coming soon page, which is the easiest one to do. 404 or coming soon page literally has one block, a text, image, maybe a countdown timer, and that's it. So maybe a form, we could add a form on there, but it's literally, if you understand the concept of how to look at pages, you can recreate any page, you can rebuild any page online within GroovePages, which is pretty cool. All right. There are limits on free though. Yeah, I know Daniel Madou is not on a free account, so that's why I mentioned. But yes, definitely, free account has limits, and depending on the account level, if you are watching this and you are paying a monthly for Groove, then there will be limits in certain spaces in certain parts of Groove. But yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I'm going to say goodbye for today. I'm going to do another Q&A next Wednesday, and if you have any questions in the meantime, let us know in our support desk or reach out to us on in our community, in our Facebook group. And yeah, that's it. Until the next time, bye bye.